Blue, purple, red. Blue, purple, red. White linen, gold thread. Shabbat shalom. Baruch Pasat. Baruch Pasat. Much a hop to the family. Much a hop to the tribe. Welcome and welcome back to another episode of Templar Up. I'm your host and I'm your Templar, Irvin Reed. From the House of Reed, Pax Copia to you and yours. And before we begin, I'd like to set moods and tones as we begin, before we pop off. And, Uncle Tim, loved the droplets, man. He loved the little baby cat dragons on the wall. And we're going to let them start off this Baruch Passat, you know what I'm saying, with some righteous flow. There it go, there it go. Brother King and the droplets, take the wheel. Hey.
There you go, there you go. 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 You was quiet then, now you was a showboat. Cause you learned a few things, there you go. Had to turn the TV off with the remote. Looking for some quiet, man, there it go. Zigzags for the bag of the reload. Sloss and ab at the swai and the two-tone. Greg Nash hit the gas, don't go slow. When I hit the bass, bro, there it go. Beat the street with the turbo, boogaloo. Ozone, keep it poppin' food.
Don't be a hijack. Don't be a hijack.
Most high over everything, I know. Make your noodle in the pot of the Crisco. Yep, I'll take it to the disco. Go to Gates, go to Slugs in the tempo. Holding honor, but I'm not from Frisco. Golden gloves, golden bars by the bolo. Snatch a hijack, put him in the chokehold. Gracie Bar trade me how I roll up. Smoke or eat the pack when I'm showing up. Yeah, I'll teach you how to hold something. Hold the code or you
hold nothing.
I'll show you how to roll something. Taurus scroll or you roll nothing. Hit the easy button, bread is that simple. No cap
on my number 2 pencil.
No cap on an order cause it's chest bone. Now we looking for the code, there it go. There it go, 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 there it go.
Oh yeah, there it go, there it go.
There it go. There it go, there it go. There it go, there it go. Beat Street with the turbo boogaloo. Rest in peace, Ozone, keep it poppin' fool. One more time for my loggers in the back row. Most high over everything we know. Yeah, we'll show you how to surf something. Surf the wave when you left running. We'll show you what's worth something. Melanin, cause they got nothing. I tell them girls look this way. You're a queen, aqua, but hey, gotta double down, time for the dismount. Hit the dollar store fresh for the discount. Got some batteries, AA, AAA. Batting average went from AA to AAA. To the big show, making big dough. On my conflow, here we go. Yeah, other Green Dragon 2024. Beanie is crisscrossing on a head bone. Great American Comet 2024. Keeping the code. There we go. Oh. There it go, there it go.
There it go, there it go.
There it go, there it go.
Hey, hey. Oh man. I hope y'all can feel that. I hope y'all can get that vibe, catch that wave. You know what I'm saying? It's frequency, energy, and vibration, man. And I think it's important that for this drop, we just start off with the right energy, And as always, thank you for everybody out there surfing the wave. Thank you to everybody out there supporting in any and every which way that you do. That keep the lights on, keep the fires burning, and the water flowing. The ramp up to this Passat has been intense. We are crystallizing the wave in a way that I can only recall has happened a few times before. You know, when we first started going live in the air, 5 nights a week, tell a friend, surf the wave challenge. We popped off literally every day, and the one thing everyone noticed, everyone felt, was the acceleration of the learning and the understanding. And in a lot of ways, it feels like that again in this moment, where we're really putting all focus, but no focus, right, on the code, keeping the code. Blue, purple, red. Blue, purple, red. White linen, gold thread. And it's a beautiful thing how everything has now manifested, right? Now, with all that being said, what we're going to do today is we're gonna cover the linen. We've covered the blue, we've covered the purple, we covered the red, and we covered the white. And it's really important to understand this here, because by the time we get to the thread, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna all come together. You know what I'm saying? And it's mightily important. I thought when I was first putting things together, I was going to cover the linen and I was going to cover the gold, but as the drop and the wave has just been flowing and going, I felt that it probably would be important to kind of fall back and excuse me, and just focus on one thing, this thing, in this moment. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a good moment. You know, it's a moment that I want to cherish. So, you know what I'm saying? You know, when I say thank you for surfing the wave with me, you know, because I'm surfing the wave with you, I hope this is a moment that you want to cherish. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen such a crystallization, such a spiraling up. You know, but you know, then again, that's why it's Sparta time. All right, so what we're gonna do today? We're gonna talk about linen, okay? And this is not actually gonna be linky, but it's gonna have. So you got to get thinky, and I hope you know this is one of those drops where it's important that you take your notes, because it's not so linky. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of meat on the bones. This is a lot of skinny, no fat type of a drop. Okay. So in 1828, right, and we're going to cover the etymology and as well as the definition by the dictionary, right, and then we're going to spiral from there. And speaking of, while it's on my mind, I think I got everything set up. So as far as on my end, on the technicalities, it seems like that 30-minute mark somewhere around there is a good flow for everybody. It seems like that's a comfortable groove. But there's no, you know, I have no type of dismount plan. All right, so we're just gonna flow and let go. All right. So linen is a noun, right? From the Latin linum, right? Flax, right? From the Greek. The sense is probably long, extended, or smooth. In the latter sense, it would accord with the Latin lineo, right? And lineo. In the first, it's a cloth made up of flax or hemp, right? Number two, an undergarment, right? An undergarment. As a adjective, right? Lineus right? Linneus, which is different but similar. Then the first is made of flax or hemp, right? As linen cloth, a linen stocking, okay? Resembling linen cloth, white and pale, right? White and pale, okay? And it's kind of interesting. Aren't we glad we've been taking our time step by step and actually going through the embedded nursery rhyme of blue, purple, red, white linen, gold thread, and what that really means? All right. Now, fossil linen, okay, a kind of amaranth with soft, parallel, flexible fibers. Soft, parallel, flexible fibers. Now, if you've been surfing the wave and Templaring up, what are we talking about? We're talking about the Ga, right? That's what we're talking about. That soft, flexible material, that material that is your DNA, right? And its shape, its symbol, seems to has everything to do with the word gene, or you know what I'm saying, where you get your word genuine and genus, right? Talking about the Ga. Now, I want you to pay close attention here, right? The Ga. But pay close attention here. There's two Gas. You got the silent one, and then you have this Ga, right? This one here actually has a symbol, and it's very important. It's very important. When you put everything back together, yeah. Let me say it now, and just plant the seed. When you put it all together, this Ga here represents Jacob, and this Ga here represents Esau. Okay, and when we do put it all back together, you'll see how that works. You know what I'm saying? Because we're only talking about what? To know, right? We're talking about shade, right? We're talking about the watch, the dragons on the wall, right? Remember, after the reconciliation, Jacob went into Esau, right? And what does Esau rule? Mount Seir. Esau rules the vassal houses. He rules the Swan Knights. That's why when we go back to the etymology, it's or back to the Picto Paleo, it's Siwanan, and then you get the, in the word seer, you get that alchemical serpent versus the alchemical dragon, and all the negativity that comes with it. Now, let's see here. We were talking about fossil linen, right? Fossil linen. Okay, let's get it by the etymology. Because you'll notice there's a common archetype or common thread when dealing with the Dragon Nine, when dealing with the search for Prester John. And they all have some reference to their mantle, their cloak, their threads, right? You get this with Joseph and his many multicolored cloak. You also get this with Elijah passing on his mantle. You also get this with It's a couple of different archetypes. Even when we're breaking down Jason and the Argonauts, the golden fleece, right? There's something special about this linen, this mantle, from which its own legend has sprung. Now, linen, it is a cloth of woven flax, right? Early 14th century. Now used of adjective linen, right? Made of flax, from the Old English lin, right? Flax, linen, thread, linen cloth, plus in the second. Old English lin, right? In the It's from the Proto-Germanic linam, right? Linam, source of Old Saxon, Old Norse, Old High German, lin, flax, linen, German linen, right? Linen, Gothic linen, cloth. Probably an earlier borrowing from Latin linum, right? Oh, what happened? Uh-oh. Sorry, y'all. There we go. Let's see here. Along with Greek linon, right? They're now we're getting to a very familiar vibration, right? And it's always, and if you notice, we always get to a familiar vibration when we come to that Greek, right? Is it Greek or is it Crete? Let's see here. Is from the check out, because the Greek, look, now check out. Now the Greek has the what? Is from a non-Indo-European language, right? Now Beaker writes, original identity is possible. However, since the cultivation of flax in Central Europe is very old, still, it is more probable that linon, okay, and linum, right, derived from a Mediterranean word. Now, shout outs to Aqua, Todd Battle, because when it comes down to this quote unquote Mediterranean world and phantoms and duplicates, parallel timelines in history, is it Mesoamerica or Mesopotamia? You know what I'm saying? They seem to be one and the same. Now the word is unknown, right, in Indo-Iranian, but the concept is, of course. So they're saying the concept is there, but there's no word for it, right? Okay, now in Lithuanian, Lanai, you know what I'm saying, like Adonai, right? Old Church Slavonic, Lenu, right? Irish, Lin, probably are ultimately from the Latin or the Greek. All right, so now we're talking about woolen, right? Has begun the same evolution, meaning articles of linen fabric collectively is from 1748, right? Now, sometimes extended unetymologically, right, to cotton and artificial fabric, okay? The Old English noun also carried into Middle English as lin, right? Linen, and persisted into the 17th century. And later, in technical, there's that electrical reference, right? Uses. Okay. The Middle English phrase underlined 1300s meant in one's clothes. Linen lifter, 1650, was old slang for an adulterous male. Okay. Now, if you've been surfing the wave with me, like I've been surfing the wave with you, what should jump out to you when we were studying, when we did our, I think it was the Miriam drop, Lady Dragon of Levi, when we were talking about the Phoenix and how she wears this mantle or a cloak of a dragon, right? And because she represents the emperor, she is the phoenix, the female form of a dragon, and all of the, or I should say, just about all of feminine variations of the dragon, where you have Prester John. You also have this Lilith Sheba. You know what I'm saying? This Amazon queen, this Khalifa. That's also floating. It's like if you find Queen Khalifa, you'll find Prester John. If you find Prester John, then you'll find the Dragon Nine. It's really trippy. And if you do all that, you'll find the Lost Tribes. I mean, it's almost circular, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got to remember on a two-dimensional plane. You know, a two-dimensional plane can have 4 corners, right? But in terms of platonic solids, you know, the whole platonic solid only got 4 points. You know what I'm saying? It's about how you crystallize. All right. Now, let's see here. Where were we going with this? Now, why do we bring this up? Okay. So we're talking about Lenin. So when we talk about fossil linen, and it's funny because we dug on this before, there is no definition of fossil linen in the 1828. The only where it only pops up, you can only find it in the etymology. Because in the definition, we just saw, is in the bottom of the word linen itself. That's why it's not separately found. So we come to the question of what's fossil linen, right? Well, fossil linen, you know better as asbestos, right? Asbestos. So let's dig on asbestos, right? One entry found. So when we're talking asbestos, there's only one way to go, one way to vibrate. Now that should be a telltale sign. That should be a clue that when you have these bits and pieces of the wave of the drop, and they don't have a lot of entry, then that entry probably plays in so many different ways. It's almost background noise, right? Now, asbestos, 1650. All right, when was your invasion? All right. I mean, you don't get your King James until 1611, right? Now, earlier, what is that? Abeston, right? Asbestos, circa 1100. Anatoly. All right, name of a fabulous stone, right? Fabulous stone, which set afire, could not be extinguished, right? Could not be extinguished. Now, I'm reminded of the hijack throwing stones. And, you know what I'm saying? And now I know why they mad. Because even if you try to bury this stone, that fire can't be extinguished, right? From Old French, asbestos. Modern French, asbestos, right? From Latin asbestos, right? Which is what? That quicklime, which burns when cold water is poured on it. It does what? It burns when the water is put on it. Our nation got that water. All right. From the Greek, asbestos, literally, inextinguishable, right? From A, remember, A, not, C-A, and third, plus sebestos, okay? So pay close attention. The word here, right? AS is not the prefix. A is the prefix. The word starts with the S, right? Now you have let's see here. verbal adjective being spinani, to quench, right? From the pi, squis, to quench, extinguish, and also from Lithuanian gesti, to go out, Old Church Slavonic gaso, right? And Hittite kishtari is being put out. Now, find it funny because we're talking what? Chaos, right? Talking about that gas. Okay. Now the Greek word, okay, was used by Dioscorides as a noun meaning quicklime, erroneously applied by Pliny, right? Erroneously applied by Pliny to an incombustible fiber, which he believed to be vegetable, right? See, that's why you got to do that Zon cooking, right, with Chef Candy, and getting in the back of Brother Nature's classroom, right? Let's see here, which was really the amiantos of the Greeks, asbestos, in this fibrous mineral capable of being woven into combustible fabric, since is in English from the 1600s. Okay, you're able to weave some fibers from vegetables, and it's explosive like fire, and it's not gonna burn you. And you notice we when you're talking about Prester John's cloak, right? He can turn invisible with it. He can it becomes like Aladdin, his magic carpet. This mantle, this linen, right? We're talking about this. It's a special linen, right? Now we're talking about let's see here. Earlier, this has been called amiant, okay, early 15th century, right? From the Greek word mentioned above, which means undefiled, right? Undefiled. Blue, purple, red, white linen, gold thread. That white linen, that linen is undefiled because it shows no mark, no stain, right? When thrown into fire. You know what I'm saying? Because the mark is everything or the no thing. And when it's thrown into the fire, there is no mark or sign, because it is the sign. It is the mark. Okay? Suppose in the Middle Ages to be salamander's wool. Another old name for it in English was what? Fossil linen. In the 18th century or 700. Prester John. Boom, ping, pow. The Emperor of India, right? See, look at the hijack. Look at that. Oh, come on, man. Come on. Don't let it go. Let it go. Right? And what? Pope Alexander III, right, were said to have had robes or tunics made of it, right? Now, ask yourself, is there more than one Pope Alexander III? Is Pope Alexander III and your priest King Prester John, are they being admixed, combined together? Right? We know that, we know what, that when it comes down to Prester John, there's always some amalgamation, some type of syncretization, right? He's your last noble image. And at the same time, you had a competing image, right? We dug on the Pope. You just dug on that. So, I think it's only one way to kind of dismount, really. You know what I'm saying? I know what I want to do. I know what I want to do. You know what? Brother King in the drop has really got me feeling some type of way, feeling pretty good. It's the Passover. You know what I'm saying? It all begins, spiral or no.